some of you all I've known for decades, and some of you all I haven't had the opportunity to probably meet yet one-on-one, and I hope we can do that here today. But I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Atlanta. I moved to Columbus in 1994, and I loved it immediately. Columbus was everything that Atlanta had spent decades and hundreds of millions of dollars destroying, and then more decades and hundreds of millions of dollars trying to build back. It just had this incredible sense of community and this deep character that made it distinctively Columbus. And I bought a little house just south of Winton Road. Tripp and I were married in 1997. Tripp was raised here. He graduated from Hardaway High School. And Tripp was actually, I found out after we were married, he never talked about it before, was quite an athlete in high school, football, basketball, baseball. And one day he was telling me the story about how much he loved to play baseball. He played shortstop, and he said he would stand there at the shortstop position with his glove on one knee and his hand on the other, and when a batter would come to the plate, he'd say, "Hit it to me, hit it to me, hit it to me." And that just, it was such a remarkable story to me, because we all have our talents, but I was the kid who played some softball, and I was in right field saying, "Please, dear God, do not hit that ball to me." But I did know what he was talking about, because in those things that we are strong in those things that we're skilled at, we do want the opportunity to step up and field that ball, to step up and make that play. And so in my life, it wasn't baseball, but it was other things. And so as I enter into this mayor's race, I think, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this. Hit it to me. Hit it to me. I want to tell you how we first got started. Edgar was saying that some people had suggested, and Sam Mitchell was mentioning that people had suggested this to me. It really wasn't something I ever saw as my life plan, but I thought, well, I'll ask some people and see what they think, and started meeting with a couple of dozen people, and they recommended I meet with some more people to talk about what was on their mind and what Columbus could be and where we should go. And those meetings ended up turning into 157 meetings. And I want to tell you something. It was people of all different kinds and lived in all different places in Columbus, did different things for a living. But do you know that 3 words kept resonating in those meetings? That they wanted their next mayor to have a fresh vision, that they wanted their next mayor to have a new energy, and they wanted their next mayor to be able to bring about action and results. And so it's no mistake when you look around today and see these banners and these signs that you see that our slogan for this campaign is vision, energy, and action. And so I want to tell you a little bit about my vision. There are 3 issues I think that you are going to see as being the significant issues in this campaign, and that people will be voting on in November. And one is that the way we're growing. We have, I think everybody realizes that we're growing to Harris, Lee, and Russell County. And that's fine. We don't begrudge our partners in this valley, and we don't begrudge the other counties that are around us, but we have to maintain a balance, because with the residential population moving out, we're losing our younger residents, we're losing our middle income residents, and with that population goes jobs and goes retail, because jobs and retail follow the population. So we need a mayor who can look 10 or 15 years down the line and say, will Columbus have the residential population it needs to sustain future jobs and future retail? Well, I've been spending the past many years of my life working with Midtown, the Valley Partnership, and others, working to make sure that we can reclaim some of this vacant and abandoned land that we have and use it for new neighborhoods, push new residential growth with BRAC and other people coming to this community, and begin to rebuild these communities that people have been leaving for so many years. And so that's one significant vision that I'm bringing to the table here. The other is, of course, how we fight crime. We've done a lot, of course, to build up the enforcement in the city, and that's great, because when you call 911, you want somebody to respond. All you care about is how fast they're going to get there. But wouldn't it have been great if you didn't have to call 911 because a crime never occurred? That's really where we should be trying to get to. And so as mayor, you can bet that I'm going to be putting an equal amount of resources to our enforcement resources, but also to our preventive resources. And here's how we can do it. it has been proven in city after city that when you bring economic opportunity to communities and neighborhoods in need, crime decreases. Because when people have a choice between economic opportunity and crime, they will choose economic opportunity. So that will be a major pillar of this administration. And the third vision I want to speak with you about is government efficiency. So many cities are using what there's called efficiency audits. And this is more than just, are you making your budgetary compliance? This is how effective are your various departments. And it also builds morale in the city because people can measure how good they're doing, how productive their department is being. In cities of Columbus's size, we can save $500,000 per department in some of them by employing these efficiency audits, and it's a phenomenal benefit that we should and will do with me as mayor. And as far as energy, all I can tell you is my energy comes from my passion for Columbus. And anyone who has known me knows that I'm all about action, workable solutions, pragmatic, result-oriented actions. I've worked with the state and the city to revise and renegotiate road projects which have saved this community tens of millions of dollars, facilitated our vehicle traffic, and at the same time has built up and not destroyed our neighborhoods. I've of course brought compromise among elected officials with the land swap of the Firestone property and the Sears property back in 2007, breaking a long-standing political stalemate, and worked with Midtown Inc. and many others there associated with Midtown Inc. to build neighborhood associations and business associations. So I bring a fresh vision, innovative ideas, energy and know-how to execute them, and that's what this campaign has to offer, and that's why we're going to be successful in November. Let me close quickly because I know we all want to get to the food and to meeting one another and having a good time today, but I just want to tell you that as mayor you can expect the following things from me. That this city will remain a residential hub where people will come from miles around to work, to eat, to shop, and to enjoy life. This city will be one where there are economic opportunities that outweigh the quick lure of quick money crime, and where neighborhoods and schools are not starkly separated by economic disparity, and where there's just too much competition and too much investment and an appropriate amount of code enforcement to have subpar housing exist. And it'll be a city where taxpayer dollars are invested with a demonstrated return and not simply spent. As mayor, I will make sure that Columbus has the water it needs to grow, and that Atlanta and Washington, D.C. understand that Columbus is second to no city in the state of Georgia. And that we will have a fully funded GBI crime lab and U.S. mail processing facility because we are a vibrant, growing community and we deserve it. Look, I understand this city and its government. I respect Columbus's history, but I can see its future too. And I am capable of doing this, and I am ready to be your next mayor. So you all hit it to me. You hit it to me. Thank you very much. Get something to eat. Have a great time. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you.